Have you ever made the same mistake twice? It's frustrating, right? You feel like you should have learned your lesson the first time? Today we're diving into Genesis chapter 20, a story that shows us even one of the greatest heroes of faith, Abraham, wasn't immune to repeating his blunders. And more importantly, it reveals the incredible patience and faithfulness of God, even when his people stumble. So, let's set the scene. Abraham has just witnessed the dramatic destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. You'd think an event like that would have a lasting impact, reinforcing his trust in God's power and protection. But what happens next is almost unbelievable. He moves to a new place, Gerar, and for the second time, he passes off his beautiful wife, Sarah, as his sister. Why would he do this? The text tells us he was afraid, he thought. Surely there is no fear of God in this place, and they will kill me because of my wife. It's the exact same fear and the exact same lie he told. Back in Egypt, in Genesis chapter 12, he's looking at his circumstances. At King Abimelech and the people of Gerar, and his faith just shrinks. He forgets God's promise to make him a great nation through Sarah. He forgets God's power to protect him. Instead of trusting God, he relies on his own clever but deeply flawed human scheme. It's a powerful reminder for us. How often do we let fear dictate our actions? How often do we revert to old, unhelpful patterns when we're under pressure, forgetting God's past faithfulness in our lives? Abraham's failure is a mirror for our own. But this is where the story gets really good, because it's not just about Abraham's failure. It's about God's incredible grace. While Abraham is failing to protect the promise, God steps in. That very night, God comes to King Abimelech in a dream. This is amazing. God doesn't speak to Abraham, the supposed man of faith. He speaks to Abimelech, a pagan king. And God's message is direct. You are a dead man because of the woman you have taken, for she is a man's wife. Now Abimelech's response is fascinating. He pleads his innocence. He says, Lord, will you kill an innocent nation? Did he not himself say to me, she is my sister? And she herself said, he is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and the innocence of my hands, I have done this. And God acknowledges his integrity. God says, yes, I know that you have done this in the integrity of your heart. And it was I who kept you from sinning against me. Think about that. God himself intervened to prevent Abimelech from sinning and to protect Sarah, the mother of the promised child. God is so committed to his covenant, to his plan, that he works behind the scenes, even through the dreams of a pagan king, to keep it on track. Abraham's fear and lies could have completely derailed everything, but God's sovereign hand was in control the entire time. He protected Abimelech from guilt, Sarah from being defiled, and his own holy name from being tarnished. The next morning, Abimelech is terrified, and rightly so. He confronts Abraham, and his question cuts to the heart of the matter. What have you done to us? And how have I sinned against you that you have brought on me and my kingdom a great sin? You have done to me things that ought not to be done. The pagan king is the one schooling the patriarch of faith on morality. It's a humbling moment. And what's Abraham's excuse? First, he repeats his fear. Then he adds a little detail. Sarah is technically his half-sister. It's a classic case of a half-truth being a whole lie. He was trying to justify his deception, but it doesn't hold water. His actions were driven by a lack of faith, not by a technicality. Despite Abraham's massive failure, look at what happens next. Abimelech, the wronged party, blesses Abraham. He gives him sheep, oxen, servants, and 1,000 pieces of silver. He restores Sarah to him and invites him to live anywhere he wants in the land. This is pure, undeserved grace, a reflection of the grace God is showing to Abraham. Then, the story takes its final, incredible turn. Abraham prays for Abimelech and his household, and God heals them. The Bible tells us God had closed all the wombs in Abimelech's house because of Sarah. And it's Abraham, the one who caused the whole mess, who becomes the channel for God's healing and blessing. This is mind-blowing. God doesn't discard Abraham. He doesn't say, you failed again, I'm done with you. No, God upholds his covenant man. He uses Abraham's prayer to demonstrate his power and restore blessing. It shows that God's plan is not dependent on our perfection. He can and does use flawed, failing people to accomplish his perfect will. So what's the big takeaway from Genesis 20? It's a profound lesson in the contrast between human failure and divine faithfulness. Abraham, the hero of faith, shows a stunning lack of it. He's driven by fear, he lies, and he puts his own wife in danger. He repeats the same mistake, showing that he hasn't fully learned to trust God's protection. But God is the true hero of this story. His patience is endless. His commitment to his covenant is unbreakable. He protects the promise when Abraham fails to. He shows grace through a pagan king. And he restores and uses his failing servant to be a source of blessing. This story should be a massive encouragement to all of us. We all have those recurring sins, those areas of fear and doubt where we stumble time and time again. We all have moments where we feel like we've let God down, where our actions don't line up with our faith. Genesis 20 reminds us that our relationship with God and his plan for our lives do not hang on our flawless performance. They hang on his unshakable faithfulness. His grace is bigger than our biggest mistakes. His covenant is stronger than our deepest fears. Just like he did for Abraham, God is patient with us. He works in and through our messy lives, often in ways we can't even see, to accomplish his good purposes. So when you fail, don't let it lead you to despair. Let it lead you in humility back to the God of Genesis 20, the God whose faithfulness never fails. Thanks so much for watching. If this story encouraged you, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the Bible. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.